We are challenging the first floor of Skoll and Hati with the Angel team. Now, we don't have really any clears done on the channel yet, so we're going to try and do a couple of different teams for at least the first floor starting off, since a lot of people can't really do the second or third floor since those take quite the teams. So we're going to do Angels because why not? Angels are universally OP. So when it comes to the first phase, we're going to try to clear this within 3 or so turns. The biggest issue that we'll run into is that Hati, which is the dark wolf that's just hanging out and chilling, he does have a stance. This team doesn't have a stance break, so we're going to want to kind of all in Skoll while we can before he gets a little too tanky for us to really deal with. Now, as you'll see, it is what they call daylight, since the white wolf is up and targetable. He's the one with the active health bar. Hati just hangs out. He still buffs, he still stances, he can still do that, but he isn't going to attack, so his stats aren't really going to matter. Second phase, we're going to throw out our Sariel AoEs, get our crits out to increase his basic stats, and then we will power strike, and we have another flood. Liz's flood will do a little more damage since she does have more HP, so we'll do that. And then he is going to stance, and then Skoll also might get his ult up, since he is pretty close. So definitely finishing on turn 3 is going to be the best way to go. Looks like we've got a double merge. Well, we do actually have 3 merges we can do. Yep, so there's his ult. He's getting more buffs. This is where he gets to start, or he starts to be very tanky. Let's see what we're looking at here. 24k defense, plus 50, and then minus 5 damage taken, on top of basically Tarmiel stance. So, we're definitely going to need to do these bad boys. I think we will move this, and then use all this. We could merge, or I don't think we'll need both. I think this Power Strike will be enough, so I think we'll throw out this AoE. Power Strike should do good damage here with his defenses up. Yeah, it killed. We didn't need the Margaret attack. So phase 2 is Midnight, I think is what it's called. Skoll, or not Skoll, Hati is the active wolf, while Skoll is hanging out. Instead of buffing and stancing, well, I guess he does both, in addition to defenses. But we need to finish this fast. We want to get out of here in 2 turns. So we're going to buff. We can double ults and power strike, or not power strike, flood. This is the phase where he starts to freeze random units, and he will also eventually become way too difficult to kill. Combination with all the freezing and Skoll's debuffing, it'll be way too hard to take it out, at least efficiently. So 2 turns is sort of the go-to here. He's already infecting us. And then what does he do? Defense drop. Is this the freeze? There's the freeze, okay. So we could cleanse. Oh, we should cleanse because Liz has a merge. She's got a really nice power or flood merge here. And then we'll use Tarmiel's as well. And then hopefully that finishes him off. They don't have any buffs yet, so we should be good, yeah. Actually, we're doing too much damage. Yeah, that was overkill. I should have not used that one, but that's fine. Alright, so this is okay passive. This is probably, I would say, rank 2 out of the 3. So this floor, he starts to debuff randomly. So we have a stance. Which one is this? No buff. So Tarmiel can't buff, and then Margaret has attack related down. Liz can't use rank 2s, and then Sariel can't use stances. So it's those same 4 debuffs, but they hit randomly. So we did thankfully not get hit with the no buff on Margaret. So we can just cleanse everything off for now. Now, Skoll takes 20% damage, or a 20% damage cap, I believe it is. Yeah, and then Hati has a 30% damage cap. Now, with this floor, or with this phase, we need to kill them both at the same time. Otherwise, the other gets an insane boost in stats. So, we want to try to do even damage. So we're going to throw out all AoEs here. And that'll be a pretty good start. This is also the floor, or the phase where they ignite everything. Which is why it's usually recommended to run Freyr or Green Mela, because they do make your team immune to ignites. And then the alternatives are essentially units that can cleanse, which in our case is here. So the buffs, or the debuffs got refreshed. Unfortunately, Margaret got hit with the no buff, so we can't even cleanse our debuffs. Can't cleanse the ignites. We are stuck here. So it was a good thing we used it last turn. So they're both kind of half health, so we can Tarmiel buff at least. What we can do is ult Hati and then double flood Skoll. See if that spaces things out here. It's not going to kill either, obviously, because of the damage caps. And then if we get some good AoEs, we should be able to finish them both off on the next turn. Might need to do a couple more single targets. We got a Sariel AoE. We still have that Margaret. Tarmiel is hanging on for dear life. I don't think he's going to die. Skoll does also start taunting, so we definitely need to finish with AoEs. Look at all of these debuffs. So we can cleanse all this crap off. The debuffs got swapped around. Okay, no stance, curb, no buff, attack related down. I don't think we can double buff here. I'm not even sure if the double AoEs will work, but we do have to do that. So actually, probably the best bet is to double buff. And then double AoE. And then if this doesn't kill, we kind of just lose here. He does have ults, which would be... It's probably going to do pretty decent damage. Ooh, okay. Very good AoE coming out of Sariel. So, with all the stacks that he gets from his relic and then the Liz stacks, his stats are kind of through the roof. So the HP is pretty... It's decent on everyone but Tarmiel. So that is the first floor. If you guys liked it, drop a thummy sub if you're into that, and I'll see you in the next one.